Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Kay, and in today's swatch sesh, I am featuring ILNP's Heat Waves collection, which they sent over to me as a gift. So thank you so much to ILNP for sending that over to me. Which, by the way, if you've never heard of the brand, I got you. They are 7-free, they're vegan, they're cruelty-free, and they're also made right here in the USA. So let's talk a teeny tiny bit about the collection before we get into it. It does consist of 6 studio color creme nail polishes, and the collection as a whole is supposed to be inspired by different aspects of the season of summer. So we do have some color variation in here, which you will see once we get into the swatches, but let's go ahead and dive right in, and then I'll be back with the good, the bad, and the prugly. Oasis. We start off the sesh with Oasis, which is a soft turquoise color. Now real quick before it goes, clock the opacity level that we're getting here on the first coat. It's pretty good, but a second coat will make it perfect. So I am moving on to that in this clip, and you can see how nicely that covered up the imperfections and resulted in this really smooth looking end result. Now this blue, even though it's gentle and not the typical eye addicting electric type of blue that I go for, it feels really serene, and it kind of reminds me of nautical or beachy home decor. So I could see this one being a gentle summer color option for a lot of people. Cream Pop. Next up in line is Cream Pop, a creamsicle orange color option. And don't mind the J girl's hair, she is shedding her undercoat right now, so I will be living and breathing dog hair for the next couple of months. But I'm curious, are creamsicles actually good? And is it weird that I've never had one? I don't know if creamsicles are popular, but I have yet to explore the creamsicle aspect of life outside of this polish, of course, which is giving me the same formula experience as Oasis did. Everything is feeling smooth, and I am once again seeing a creamy and even end result here. I think ILNP is inviting us to kind of cool down this summer by exploring the sweeter side of the season with Cream Pop. Minted. Staying on the topic of food, I decided to move on to Minted, which is the mint green color option in this Heat Waves collection. And who here is a fan of mint flavors? Mint ice cream, mint chocolate. I'm sorry, but I'm actually repulsed by that. I'll have mint in my toothpaste, in a mojito, even in tea. So that's what I'm gonna pretend ILNP was inspired by here. Minted is a really refreshing but soft color, just like mint should be. You know, the best mint is smooth and gentle like this polish. Now, I've noticed that all of these polishes dry down just a tad bit darker than what they look like in the bottle. It's not too much though, but just a heads up. However, with that said, I'll also say that they dry down in a pretty glossy finish. You will still need a top coat, but the formula does push for that glossy end result. Melted. Here we have Melted, which is the orchid purple shade of the collection. Now, something that I haven't touched on that I'm sure you noticed is that because these polishes are from the studio color line, we do get the nice paddle style brush that has that slight curve at the tip, which I know a lot of us appreciate. And at this point, I am moving on to a second coat to get the full impact of the color and correct any imperfections. And I am noticing that all of these have only required 2 coats, which is really cool, but it also leaves me wondering if you can get away with 1 thick coat, since the coverage here has been kind of impressive so far. I do feel like it could be a possibility, but personally, I feel like a second coat really brings out the full richness and vibrancy that all of these colors have to offer. Honeybee. All right, we're back on track with food, I think, because this shade is described by the brand as a soft honeycomb yellow. And I do agree that it has that soft golden touch to it. This is not a banana yellow or even like a pale yellow color. It does have just the slightest orangey tinge to it, while also being very different from cream pop. They are not the same, and I should be clear on that. You should be able to notice that as well from the swatches here. Honeybee could be yet another soft girl summer option for those of you who maybe want to try to start experimenting with yellow leaning tones without having the color shock that you can sometimes get with the true or bright yellow tones. Daytrip. And here we have the polish that is kind of marching to the beat of its own drum because it stands out as being very bold and striking against all of these other shades in the collection, while still fitting in perfectly with the theme. It's described as a hot hibiscus pink, and I will say that this polish is appearing brighter than it is. If you go back to the brush close-up and notice the color on the brush, that is closer to the actual color. I do my best to color correct, but there's really only so much that can do before the clip is ruined and I end up with a green hand or something. So refer to that for better color accuracy, or better yet, if you've seen a hibiscus flowers, then I think they did a pretty decent job at matching that in a hot tone. Overall, it's a very peculiar tone of pink. It's bright and striking while not being an eye-searing neon. Hold up, I take that back. This is an eye-searing neon. All right, let's talk about the good, the bad, and the prugly of some of these polishes, or not, because actually what I want to talk about is the collection as a whole and something that I think I've realized here. So the Heat Waves collection, 6 colors that for the most part lean more towards the soft, kind of like gentle color palette, with the exception of course of Daytrip, which is the bolder color option, and it's actually what I am wearing right now. So why am I saying this? I say this because I think that some of us expect more neon-ish type of colors for summer, right? And that is not what we got here at all. However, do keep in mind that ILNP has dropped 3 summer collections so far that are all very, very different from one another. So I am not mad, because are you looking for a summer magnetic that is very funky and very sparkly? ILNP has got you with the Illusions collection. A jelly, perhaps, a highlighter jelly, perhaps. ILNP has something for that. But are you looking for something softer, more calm for the summer? ILNP. But wait, there's more. Are you looking for a bolder summer color option? ILNP. I feel like they're putting out a little bit of something for everybody. It's kind of like a nail polish buffet, and I appreciate it. I'm just saying that as a person who doesn't even lean towards those pastel and softer kind of colors, I can still appreciate what they're doing. And at the end of the swatch sesh, my friend, all that matters is the quality. Was the formula good? Was the application good? Was the swatching experience good? That is really what matters at the end of the day. Color preferences are not important, right? So I know that for the people out there who are looking for softer summer color options, ILNP, you're gonna be happy with these. Okay, was that a good, bad, or prugly take? I have no idea, but I hope it was of some value to you. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I'll see you on the next one, and do have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching so much. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.